Hi, today on Chesterfield Car Chats, this episode we have Jordyn Brazeau. Hey! Mother fudger, what are you doing?
I thought you guys were done.
Trying to film a video here, goddammit!
Yeah, I'll stop, sorry. I have my grip fixed, man, so you're yelling for better.
Rain your balls! Calm it down! So, last year's car meets. How did it go?
Started small. We put a little memo out on Facebook that we were going to start holding car meets on Saturdays, and the first meet we had maybe 6-7 cars at it. It was kind of neat that we had a guy from Fort St. John that was down here racing at the autocross track. He brought a brand new Corvette, C8 Corvette. That thing was cool. It was really neat. Super nice older guy there, and it was pretty cool to get to meet some people from out of town that we've never seen around, right?
Going from 6 cars to around, 90 by the end of your first season? How did that transition happen?
It all started with, we got a message on Facebook from one of our local newspapers asking to do a write-up on us, just to kind of help us gain more traction because COVID going on, there's really nothing happening right now, and we set up COVID friendly. So
What does that mean exactly?
well, at every car meet that we have waivers for people to sign, so that basically states that you have not been out of the country, you've not been doing any serious traveling, you have no cough, any of the symptoms that COVID entails.
Basic screening procedure.
Yeah, and then we had a sign-in list, and that kept track of our numbers of people so that we knew how many were in our meet at a time, and every one of those sign-in sheets had phone numbers for every person because that's what was needed. So if, for say, COVID did show up, we were set up to be able to contact everybody and let them know that it was on site. You should probably go get checked and make sure you didn't end up with it, right?
Interesting. Back to the newspaper.
Yeah, after he got a hold of me there, we did an interview over Messenger because social distancing was a thing. He wrote a big article for us. He posted it through the Quinault Observer, which is usually shared everywhere, and that's exactly what happened. It was wild. We shared throughout all of our Quinault groups, the Prince George groups, and as we seen the growth happen there, we figured we should make a Facebook page so that people had an event posting, which led to us figuring we should make a post that gives people an event location, an event time, what they should be expecting when they show up, as well as making sure that people understand that they are safe when we're on our site, that we've taken all the measures we needed to. And once we started making that post with the group that we had created, the traction it gained was unreal. Like, we went from 20 followers to 1,100 in like 3 weeks, which was crazy.
Wow.
Our meets went from the 6 to 7 up to 90 by the end. We were at the end of the season, right? It was pretty crazy. We had to end up running 2 meet sections because you can only have 50 people in one spot, right? So we set up a second lot with more of our admin team and made sure nobody walked between them, of course, but we did as much as we could to be able to hold as many people as we could so that everybody still had something to look forward to during the week with all of this COVID stuff going on, right?
Tell me about the arcade meet. A lot of people were saying it was very Fast and Furious, Tokyo Drift-esque.
It definitely had that vibe, but we can start from the beginning there. One of the meets we had in Quinault, we had the Prince George crew that comes down all the time to contact us. They came up and they're like, look, like, we've got this parkade, we do lots of meets in it, but we've never had enough cars to be able to almost fill it, right? And we wanted to try it, so we were all over that. We want to work with as many car crews as we can and build car love, right? So we had planned this event, we gave everybody a couple weeks notice, and the turnout was phenomenal. Like, there was neon on inside of the cars, and the bass was bumping, and it was super cool. the lights went out probably at like 8 o'clock, got dark, and parkade lights dulled, and everybody turned all their fancy lights on, and it literally felt like Tokyo Drift. There was no hooning that happened, nothing. We keep it all by the law, but like, it was super cool. We walked from the bottom to the top, and we probably had 70 cars in there. It was bumping. No issues. Like, everybody was a little concerned that we'd have RCMP interaction, because you never know when you hold a big group like that, right? But everybody was calm, and everybody kept their cars from doing burnouts and all the stuff that we don't want happening in the meets, right? We keep it legal. Try to keep it so it can keep happening. And yeah, we're planning a meet with them to start next season. And hopefully we can actually fill that thing all 3 floors, which would be super cool. Everybody, I know people are working on new lighting for the parkade meets, right? And it just gave people a push to, let's do something different. Let's bring back the Fast and Furious style and have these parkade meets.
So, the mega meet. Tell me about it.
That was definitely the biggest meet we've had. We ran 98 people on the nose. We were keeping them super, super close near the end there, because we were all getting nervous. We were going to have to open the 3rd lot. Right? Like, 98 people, we had 2 lots, and now one was 50 and one was 48. That's right on the line, so we kept an eye on it, but it was insane. We had people traveling from Kamloops 4 hours. We had people traveling from Paris, which is like 7 or 8. And Prince George came to that, and it was just insane the size of that thing. I mean, awesome. What you've been wanting to see from 6 to 98 is crazy in one season, right? Like,
What were some of the sponsors we had?
oh, the community came together huge. We had Fastenal. They sponsored and they gave away a Milwaukee radio. We had Taylor Automotive. They gave away this massive tool chest. We had CF Diesel. They gave us a cutout of a C10.
Incredible.
Yeah, it was just phenomenal. There's Andres. They gave amps away, Napa, Kenwood, Caribou Hose, Motherload oil, free oil change. They really brought a lot of people together and not list themselves, and we gave away our own swag bag, because we ended up working into the merch side of things, right?
So is it fair to say that we've made a fairly big splash in the community?
I like to think so, and I like to think that next year will be better,
Awesome.
as long as COVID loosens up a little bit. Hopefully things open up. Hopefully it moves fast. I understand nobody wants to get sick, right? So we're hopeful for next year.
Awesome. Out of all the cars that came to the various meets, what stood out to you?
Well, there's lots. We had classic cars, so let's start with that. Like, we had a 1928 Ford Model A, and at most of the car shows, like, you usually look but don't touch, right? And the owners were super cool. Like, we have a 7-month-old daughter, and we have pictures of her sitting in it because that was their idea, and it really puts a smile on your face knowing that the car guys and the car girls are wanting to help get this embedded in the younger people's heads too, right? We had Mark IV Supras, and that's a car that my wife has been drooling over for years, and so she took her for a ride in it, and like, it's just super, super cool. We've had Skylines, R32 Skylines. They're beautiful. We've got banners on those cars too. We've got S14 Rocket Bunnies. There was a white 86 Rocket Bunny Subaru. Holy moly, that thing is beautiful. It's on air. It's got the work wheels. He's done a phenomenal job. He came up to one of our meetings too. And the list goes on and on and on and on. It was super cool.
A little bird told me. We also make dreams come true.
Yeah, that was actually pretty cool. Like, even just the ride that my wife got with the Supra, that was a big dream of hers. And then we had a 13-year-old who started coming to the meets with his mom. Super shy to start, kind of knocked his walls down, got more comfortable around everything, and we found out that one of his dream cars was an S13 240. Well, so be it. One of our buddies from the coast was down, and he got an S13 240. So we had it all set up, and he got to go for a ride along that day, and then we went and did highway speeds down the road, and it made his life. Came back with a grin that was bigger than life itself, right? That's what it's all about. Like, this kid's just a car fanatic that you can't explain. His love for vehicles is there, so we need to help push for more, right? Like, it's such a unique thing nowadays. Not everybody is into the cars anymore, right? And to be able to give him that ride along was super special.
Winter. Merchandise. What do we have?
Well, last summer we had hats, shirts, and then our stickers. So we have a 4-inch slap, which is an Instagram tag. Yeah, you can just slap it on whatever you like, right? And then we have our Instagram, Facebook, socials, which were about 14 inches long at 2. A lot of guys are running them on the side windows. And then we've got our big 5x40 Thoughtless Ambitions window banner, which is on all the banner cars. We're working, well, I guess we're not going to be working when this drops. There will be hoodies live on the Facebook page, and they're not going to be up forever right now. We're going to do like a pre-Christmas shopping thing, right? So they'll be available, I think, until December 4th. So if you're looking for one, make sure you go check it out. And then we've got Jukes coming because a lot of us live in BC and it's cold. Wearing a ball cap right now is just not there. I mean, but yeah, there's lots more we're working on behind the scenes, and hopefully next summer we can drop tons of new merch, which would be sweet. And I know that you guys love it, which is just driving to push new, drop new stuff, right?
What is the overall plan next year?
Well, next year, shoot for the stars, right? So we're starting hopefully with the Prince George group. We've already set it up, and as long as everything is open where we can run, we're going to have a big season opener with them in June. We've partnered with the Penticton group in the Okanagan. We'll be doing meets down there with them. We're hoping to be traveling, so we want to go meet all you guys. So the Kelowna, the Vancouver, the island, work our way into Alberta. Like, we've got the big driven shows we'd like to be at and have our booths set up just to meet everybody, right? Like, get our name out there a little more. We plan on being a lot on the road this year, so hopefully COVID lets us, and the way the world is right now. So if it doesn't, it is what it is. We'll work around it and we'll make something work.
Awesome. Well, thank you for attending my Chesterfield. Thank you for this chat.
Thank you for having me, man.
Did you know that Napoleon Bonaparte was once attacked by thousands of rabbits? Fact.